everybody, John Evie Good here. Welcome to somewhere around Ontario, California. We are now at the junction of 15 going to San Diego and also Los Angeles and San Bernardino. And we will be sticking on 15 for about 3 miles. And eventually we'll be riding on Interstate 60. I'm sure they have some kind of a name on Riverside Freeway maybe, or they always got some names of these freeways down here. We are now only 31 miles to City of Industry. Traffic looks a little heavier. And this looks like everybody's going to be going west towards Los Angeles. Oh dear. Looks like we're going to be there a little bit later. Right 2 lanes. All right, let's get over, Blue. Let's get over. That way we don't look like a horse's patoot. Like they had some major brush fire around here. By the way, Marvin has asked, how long does a reefer tank, a full reefer tank, last? Well, Marvin, from what I understand, most common reefer tanks are about 50 gallons in average. Some go as high as 75, but it's mostly 50 gallons. And there's so many factors that plays into how long that reefer tank will last. First of all, it depends on what unit you're running on. There's a big difference between a Carrier and a Thermo King. A Thermo King is very, very much more economical than a Carrier, a lot quieter. Another thing that would depend on is the ambient temperature outside, the humidity. For example, I've noticed that the load that I have with me is set for 34 degrees continuous. Okay, it's set for continuous 34 degrees. I've noticed that I'm having to fuel it every day with almost, I don't know, 10 gallons. I don't know how to figure that out. I guess it wouldn't. I would say about 2 days. If I were to let that thing suck bone dry, probably 2 days on temperature of 34 continuous. Now down here, oh, I would imagine that would be a lot less, because it is so freaking hot down here. It's unbelievable. Now tomorrow's load is minus 10 degrees. Oh, that's gonna suck a lot of fuel. Minus 10 degrees. Now at minus 10 degrees, you won't even have to set the Reefer on continuous mode. It will just keep on running and running and running. The last frozen load I had was minus 20 degrees, which was a frozen load of ice cream from Laurel, Maryland down to Indianapolis about 2 weeks ago, remember? I don't know why some people like carrier units, some people like Thermo King. I myself like Thermo King because they have the whisper mode or whisper model. It's very, very quiet. They're economical and they're very easy to operate. Now some people say that a carrier actually freezes up a lot longer, I mean a lot deeper, a lot colder, and it has a bigger and better fan inside the Reefer to circulate that air a lot faster, to which that's why it's not so economical as the Thermo King. And I think that the carrier is also somewhat of a true sensor, meaning it really does activate, deactivate, and cools whenever it needs to. Unlike the Thermo King, from what I heard, that it's set on a timer. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But one thing I have noticed is that Well Companies has purchased many brand new carrier units this year. From what I suspect, I think Well will be transitioning to carriers instead of Thermo Kings. Yesterday afternoon, I think I fueled somewhere around 10 gallons, I think it is. And the last time I checked this morning, the Reefer unit was about 3/4 full. At $4 a gallon. That's more money than I make in a year. Oh yeah, but I bet you Blue consumes a lot more than what I can make in a year. Welcome to Chino, city limit. Alright, we still got 21 miles to go. You gotta hand it to California highways. They're big and wide. Look at the amount of traffic they got here. But boy, if somebody just farts, this whole thing comes to a screeching halt. I kind of like the way that Honda Cross Tour looks like. I think it's pretty neat. Check out these motorcycles. You got the hangers on the back, and then way up there in the front, you got the lowers. That handlebar's got to be almost as low as his, almost right by his knees. They're both completely the opposite of each other. Don't these people know today is Saturday? Maybe they did not get the memo. Haha. How nice of you, Altadena. You moved over just for me? Wow. Thank you. Pomona, California. Hey Swift, your fifth wheel is flat. Aha. Now, be honest, how many of you out there did not understand or did not catch that joke? Let me repeat. Your fifth wheel is flat. Wow. Whoa. Wow, he almost died. Swift almost got him. Swift almost got him. Oh, that would have been a big, big, big spot on the highway. Let me guess, he was on the far right lane. He came over past Swift just to get off, just to nearly killed himself, just to get off at the very next exit, 50 feet after he passed the truck. Patience, or the lack thereof, is a killer, isn't it? That guy was, I bet you he was just inches away from Swift. Pretty young guy driving that truck. Swift wants to get over. Let's let him get over. Oh, he's not getting over. Thank you. Thank you. Now, Blue, watch out for those rattlesnake. You know what them rattlesnakes are? They like to come to your lane and bite you. What's going on here? Oh, I see what's going on. People are negotiating which way they're going. Like what I'm gonna do right now. Blue, I think we're in the wrong lane. Nicely done there, Blue. Thank you. Eleven more miles. should be a Carl Jr. Yep, Carl Jr. with truck parking. Worst case scenario, I could always come in there and park if it's available. See right there, Carl Jr. There's a night transportation there. Giltner. I tell you, you don't see too many of that around this area. If I remember correctly, we had to take I-5 south. No. We get off at exit 14. Exit 14, 5 miles. So far so good. We haven't snagged the cop yet. I'm trying to remember what Eric Smith Eric Smith says the ratio between population with the police enforcement, I think it's like 20,000 to 1 or something like that, right? For every woman and child, men, women, and child, there's... If you were to put all the population of the United States, excluding the police officers, and do it by ratio, it's like what, 20 to 1, or I would imagine it'll be a lot higher than that, right? Yeah, if you really think about it, man, that's quite amazing. That, you know, with that number of people we have in this country, is running smoothly as it is right now, that's quite mind-boggling. But then again, not everyone out there is, you know, a criminal. So one way to look at it is, if you were to gather all the criminals by ratio, take out the law-abiding citizen people, just gather all the repeat offender criminals out there, and somehow against that with the law enforcement population, I wonder what the ratio would be then. And here we are. You know, one more thing that's mind-boggling. One is to drive from Green Bay, Wisconsin, all the way down here. Without an accident, without a ticket. Now I know to some it ain't nothing. It's not that big of a deal to some, but to the Johnny Be Good brain, that's quite a feast. You know, I notice sometimes that trucks do park right here sometimes, and yet there are signs right here, no stopping at any time. Oh, here it is. See, I don't get that. Anyway, welcome to the City of Industry, California.